Alright, running my time lapse. I've moved it in about 3 different places today. Started it at sunrise, and they're just hammering us. Look at this. They're just still going through. I should get my tripod, my other tripod. I do these movies and zero in on these planes, but I think the sky speaks for itself. And it's crying out to us. They're filling the dome up, guys. They're poisoning us. It's one big giant gas chamber. Oh, Hitler would he'd be ecstatic at this. Or at least the demon that possessed him probably was Satan himself, no doubt. Just like, who was it? Tower of Babel guy? I don't think. Nimrod? He was definitely demon possessed too. All the Herods in the Bible. King Herods. So, we'll see what my time lapse reveals, but obviously we see what it's going to reveal. Man, they're up to something. And like I was saying in some other videos, I'm just going to start downloading everything I've been filming lately, because I think they're up to something. This is what they were doing up in Northern California before they struck paradise with their weather / fire, bombs, terrorism, like this over here. And we're getting a lot of these shadows. I went into town, got some groceries, and there was one that was just leaving this huge shadow out in front of it. And I think that kind of shows that the sun is very close to us at the angles. I'll have to do more research on that and the angles of the sun, and how the sun is so close that those shadows wouldn't be being produced like that out in front of these contrails if the sun was 93 million miles away. The sun is a local object. Okay, guys? It's the greater light that God created in Genesis to rule the day, and then the moon is the lesser light. It comes out at night, but it's been out in the day a lot lately. That's just weird. So I'm gonna let my time lapse go and let the moon pass by, and I'll post this tomorrow. But they've just been going through every which way. They've really been working across here in both directions. I mean, coming from the north, heading south, and coming from the south and heading north. Pretty much the direction that they're working right now. These trails right here. And out over this way, same thing. So, look at the ripple effects here. Yeah, my camera, having a lot of focus issues on my camera, but my message is still getting through. I need to upgrade to the P1000, I guess. So, man, and nobody sees it. I was at the grocery store and I handed out a couple of flyers. One guy was sitting in his car, handing a flyer. A couple of jets were going through, explaining the whole thing to him. And he starts telling me how Obama was for the people and Trump isn't. I'm like, hey, they're all on the same side, dude. They're all on the same side. Okay? Forget about the left-right paradigm, the conservative versus the liberal paradigm. They're just trying to divide us. Democrat, Republican, they're all the same. They're all controlled. Trump's just Trump the pump up. the pompous pump. I mean, he's no different than Obama. That's what I was trying to tell this guy. I said, they're all the same, dude. It's like, I got frustrated. It's like, okay, check it out. Just check out the geoengineering going on, the weather warfare going on. And another guy that was a total Rastafarian guy with matted hair and green teeth. He was at least willing to listen to me. I was like, yeah, I like Bob Marley. I like Rasta music, Rastafarian. I said, but these are Luciferians that are doing this. I said, they worship Lucifer. They worship Satan. I said, at least you guys, you Rastafarians believe in Jesus, whether they believe in the true Jesus or not. Some of them I'm sure do. But anyways, he was open to it. Poor guy. He needs some better hygiene. Man, where'd you go, Mr. Oh, he did a quick loop there right over the top of me. He's going, please tell everybody, Dan. Please tell everybody. Tell everybody what's going on. There's her right over the top of me. Sometimes you get up there and they just like really screech and screech and screech like they're just yelling at us humans. Guys, look what's going on here. Look what's going on here. And the weekend guys are coming out. Fulwick Airport, flying their little planes around. Been a lot of them today. I wonder if they see it. Probably not. Man. Anyways. I'm going to go upload a video I took out in the Coachella Valley. But I think they might be planning something for us here in Southern California, San Diego area, because they're really hitting it. But all this is blowing east, and I'm sure it's all being used for the ice nucleation, what they're doing with the storms on the East Coast all the way to the Midwest right now. There's been a lot of fatalities with just the ice conditions, and not that that's completely unnatural or abnormal, but in this situation it is, because they're adding all these chemicals to the atmosphere, which is allowing them to manipulate the weather and aids them in their fire terrorism, and also aids them in the floods they cause, the hurricanes that they're doing. I mean, there's that one written in 1998 by the United States Air Force about, owning the weather by whatever it was. I think they wanted to own it by 2020 or 2015, whatever it was. I mean, it's already here, guys. And that was written in 1998. So it's here. It's here. They own the weather, guys. Satan and his demons own the weather. These stupid humans that are following him. And that's what it's going to be during the 7-year tribulation. It's just going to be a bunch of Satanists here, literally. They're all going to take the mark of the beast, other than those who come to Christ. And there's a little short one going through up there. Yep, long ones, short ones. I think those little shorter trails might be more toxic than these big, long sticking trails. Anyways, I posted something, or I'm getting ready to post it now on the Marvin Herndon, Dr. Marvin Herndon. He's a nuclear physicist, I guess you'd call him, here in San Diego, and he's aware of all this. He's the one that did the research on how they're using coal fly ash in this also. But that's just the very beginning of what these mixtures are. That's probably the base component of what they're spraying. You see the skies up there, guys? So we'll see. We'll see if they're planning an attack on this area like they did up in Northern California that they've been doing, and they're doing these attacks everywhere. You know, we got fire here on the West Coast. And we got ice on the East Coast. Fire and ice. Satan's using fire and ice to attack us. And people just think it's natural weather. No, nothing could be further from the truth. God bless you guys. Accept Jesus Christ as your Savior. He's our only hope, and He's coming back soon. Real soon.